If you want to learn how to go from this to this, then keep on watching. Hello, what's up guys? My name is Karsten from Spartan Aesthetics. On this channel we teach you how you can get that aesthetic Spartan physique. So if you're interested in getting that amazing physique, click that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any tips. Now let's get started with the video. So for many years I was a very skinny guy myself. I remember people always trying to put their fingers around my wrist to see how skinny I actually was. Now, being skinny sucks for many reasons. First of all, you don't really come off as strong. Many people think you're weak and you don't really look that masculine. And let's be honest, when we think of someone who's attractive and masculine, we mostly think about someone who has a little bit more size and overall a little bit more muscle. But I know gaining weight is a big struggle and it isn't as easy for us as it is for everyone else. I've personally struggled with it for 2 full years before I found a solution. But you see, most of us are already eating a lot of food, or at least trying to. Or some of you just have a low appetite and it's hard to get the food in. If this sounds like you, don't worry, because I'm going to help you today with 5 tips on how you can gain weight fast. Now, it's not just one thing that will get you to gain weight. You have to apply at least 3 of the following tips to see big results. When it comes to gaining weight, nutrition is one of the most important factors. Now, to eat more is very difficult, but this brings me to my first tip, and that is to not skip breakfast. You see, if you want to gain weight, you want to keep your stomach full at all times. So if you only eat 1 meal a day, you're going to have a hard time gaining weight, because it's hard to get enough food in just 1 meal. But that's why you want to eat multiple meals, and breakfast is surely one of them. This way you will start with some energy to get through the day and you will be able to eat a lot more food. So for this reason, it's best to start early. Your stomach will start digesting the food right away so that your stomach is empty when you start eating your next meal. So eating in the morning gives us very important calories. But for us skinny guys, it's generally harder to eat first thing in the morning because we have a very low appetite. Most of the time you're only able to get a small amount of food in, but you don't just want to eat 1 cup of cereal. But this brings me to my next tip, and that is to eat something you like a lot, but only after you've eaten something you don't like or after a meal you didn't want to eat. So for example, I don't really like to eat my eggs or oatmeal in the morning, but I do like to eat my cup of cereal. So what I would do is I would eat my oatmeal and my eggs first, and after an hour or 2 I will eat my cereal. And you can do this as well. You can trick your brain into eating things you really don't like eating at times you really don't want to eat. You can also try rewarding yourself with something else. Like, for example, you can take a shower after you've eaten a meal, or you can watch some TV or something else you really like doing, but only after you've eaten this meal. This will also give you something to look forward to after eating those meals. If you do this for every meal, you will most likely increase your appetite and you'll be able to eat a lot more food. Now, if you do this every meal, you have to take note that you don't want to be eating those snacks throughout the day. Because when you're eating those snacks at random times, your brain doesn't really know anymore that those snacks are a reward for eating the food you don't like eating. It doesn't really associate the meals anymore with the reward that comes with it. Now, you don't just want to start with putting your stomach full with a lot of calories, but this brings me to my next tip. Gradually increase the amount of food you're eating. If you start off directly with eating as much food as you can until you're about to puke, you're really setting yourself up for failure. Let's say, for example, you only eat 2 slices of bread every time at lunch. Now, you want to be eating 3 slices of bread the next time you have lunch. And you increase those 3 slices the next week to 4 slices of bread, and so on. Steady progress is almost always better than just forcing yourself in. Most of the time it's easier to sustain, but there are some people who are able to change their habits drastically and are able to adapt quickly to the situations. But for most of you out there, it's probably best to increase the amount of food you eat slowly by adding some calories in each meal. But you still want to push yourself a little bit. This will make it easier next time you're going to eat 4 slices of bread when you're used to eating only 3 slices. Your body will adapt to it rather quickly and you'll be able to get that 4th slice in a lot easier than you would before. When you're going to add something to your food, it's best to eat something that contains a little more calories. For example, if you add vegetables, you won't get that much extra calories in as opposed to when you eat another potato or another slice of bread. But it's important that you do this to every meal, and not just one meal. This is because your stomach basically resets every time it has digested your food. And you want to keep your stomach as close to full as much as possible. If you like my content so far, feel free to hit that like button so that I know what you like to see. And feel free to hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss out on any tips. Also, let me know down in the comments what you've personally struggled with or what has helped you to gain weight as a skinny guy. My fourth tip is something that has helped me a lot personally. This is one of the main reasons I was able to gain that much weight in a quick time. You want to spread your meals as much as you can and even add some meals to it. The main reason you can't get much food in one meal is because your stomach will get full and you won't have enough space to add more calories in. So when you only eat 3 meals, it's harder to get enough food in as opposed to eating 4 or even 5 meals. So it's best to eat 4 or even 5 meals. This will cause you to eat more food even though you don't really feel like you're eating much more. Now you don't want to just start off by adding 3 meals to your day because this will be hard to adapt to. Instead, just gradually increase the amount of meals you're eating in a long period of time. And as I've said before, it's best to spread your meals as much as you can. So keep as much time in between meals as possible to get the best results. So if you wait longer, your stomach will be more empty when you're about to eat your next meal. This has helped me a lot personally because it's hard to get enough food in just 3 meals. Your stomach will feel too full and you don't really have enough appetite to eat more in just 1 meal. But if you spread your meals, you will feel way better and you will be able to eat lots more food as opposed to just eating 3 meals at a short amount of time. This is something that I don't see a lot of people doing because we're so used to eating just 3 meals a day. But if you're a hard gainer like me, it's best to do this because you will be able to get a lot more food in and you will notice this almost instantly. My fifth and last tip is to drink your calories. Yes, you can drink your calories, but hold up, wait. Don't take out the soda just yet. You want to be drinking something nutritious. The reason I say you can drink your calories is because it's hard to eat all the time. For most of us, eating isn't that much fun and we try to stay away from it. So it's much easier to drink your calories. But as I've said before, it's best to drink something nutritious. You can do this by simply making a nutritious milkshake. Three scoops of ice, and to finish it off I add 330 milliliters of full milk. This brings me to a total of about 945 calories. This is way easier to drink than to eat. You can even add some nuts to it to even get more calories. After mixing it a couple of seconds, you're ready to pour it out and drink it and enjoy your 945 easy calories. If you want to make it even more nutritious, you can add some things like fruits and vegetables to get those vitamins. Yes, I know it's still unhealthy and a lot of sugar, but it's still better than drinking just a bottle of soda or some fruit juice. Now personally, I like drinking this at the end of a meal. This is because at the end of a meal my stomach isn't really that full, but I just don't have the appetite to eat even more food. Now to fill up that empty space, I can drink a milkshake like this because it's way easier to get in than just chewing on all that food. Now if you really don't like eating food in the morning, for example, you can drink this shake when you wake up. Now let's run quickly over all the tips I've said before. The first tip was to not skip breakfast. The second tip is to condition your brain into liking eating those things you don't like at times you don't want to eat. You can do this by rewarding yourself with a little treat like chocolate or even a shower. My third tip was to gradually increase the amount of food you're eating, so don't start with adding a ridiculous amount of food right away. My fourth tip was to spread your meals as much as possible and even add some meals to it. You want to get yourself a routine that you can follow about every day. Plan out when you're going to eat, what you're going to eat, and stick to it. It takes some time to see results, but if you stick to it and stay consistent, you will get that awesome Spartan physique you're looking for. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like so I know what you like to see, and comment down below if you want me to cover something else like training. I do try to read every comment I see, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask down below, and I'll see you guys later.